timing of life. Everything happens the way it's meant to. Welcome. Hello, everyone. Thank you for showing up. Are we ready to talk about? Look, my stuff is in the way. It's okay. You can see my things. This is my little spot, my little location. This is where my magic is happening. I'm living in my authenticity and I am enjoying it so much. So let's get a little bit more calmer in our energy, and I'm going to take some time to play my singing bowl for a couple of seconds just so that we can just mellow our minds out and really just come into the moment. This is a perfect time to take some deep breaths and just bring yourself to the now. I always hit the four corners of my bowl to represent the appreciation of north, south, east, and west because it is our compass, it is our directive in life and understanding where we're at physically, right? And did it feel nice? Did it feel nice? Did you feel calm? Did you feel peace? I am so excited to be able to bring into the light the benefits of just allowing yourself to think in the moment, to be in the moment, to just let yourself listen to the insight of another person's words. We don't value or trust the words that we give each other, that we hear from each other enough. And I'm here to let you know that we got to start trusting ourselves more. We got to start trusting in others a whole lot more. And how we're going to do that is by trusting ourselves. We really have to trust ourselves. I have a perfect example of when I used to allow my ego to be in control of who I trusted and what I trusted and when I trusted. Something as simple as when I was driving and I would be driving and I would always tell people that was learning how to drive, I would always say, make sure that you're paying attention to the other people because you don't have to be as worried about what you're doing. You have to worry about what other people are doing because you can't trust their driving, right? So it was ultimately just another way of my ego making me believe that we shouldn't trust others, not even in the moments of driving, not even in the moments of something that is so vital to our existence and something that is so instantaneously can change our lives. You know, driving the wrong way or not following the traffic rules can ultimately create a car accident, change our lives forever. We don't know what that could do to us. So just that little moment of trust is something that can help us acquire a trustful mind. Trust yourself enough to know that you're going to make every right decision. And even if you don't make every right decision, you're going to still experience what happened, and you're going to then make the right decision, because we want to put ourselves in a positive mindset of trusting that we're always going to make positive decisions for ourselves. This is how we are adding self-care to our lives. The word self-care has not been used enough. It has been undervalued. It has been washed up under the rug. It has been replaced with selfishness. I'm here to let you know that self-care is not selfish. It's actually selfish to not care about yourself. It is extremely not selfish. The days of, I just want to make sure my kids are good, they're over, right? Saying that has ultimately said, I'm not going to provide myself any self-care, and I'm going to just focus on my children, right? And make sure that they do what they're supposed to do. But how can you sit there and practice and not preach it, right? Peace, reflections, yes. I love the way that we're able to open up and trust in our minds when we allow ourselves. And we do it sometimes, right? Because we wouldn't get this far in life if we didn't allow ourselves to trust. Now, I want to invite you to fully trust in yourself. It is going to give you so much added value that you can't even see this value. You can't even see this abundance of trust just waiting for you. It's literally a golden door that has been standing in front of you and you didn't know it. So many entrepreneurs, so many famous people, so many people that have gained their respect in the public eye. Go and follow them and watch them, and they'll tell you, you just got to be authentic. You just got to show you, right? So that means you got to trust you. You got to be you. And the only way that you're going to be you is acquiring some self-care. Vital. This is so vital. And I put a post up earlier today saying, trust your intuition. Because so many of us don't even know what intuition is. So many of us don't think that we have this. This is something that has been given to us. Just like our eyesight has been given to us. Just like our mouth has been given to us from birth. Our intuition was given to us since birth. And we just didn't work on it. We didn't build the strength to own it, right? So that's why we don't know what intuition is. We don't know how to follow our gut truly, but we do listen to our gut when it's extremely excruciating to do something. Can we all think about a time in our day when we forced ourselves to do something and our stomach just started curling and, oh no, I can't, I just can't. You know what? I'm just going to call out for the day. I'm not even going to go anywhere. I don't want to see anybody. And we call that, I just need a downtime. I've just overdone it. That's your intuition opening up your mind to understand, hey, you may not be paying attention to what's going on here, but in here, I know that you shouldn't do it. So I'm going to make your body hurt so that you can stop hurting yourself in the outside world. This is how we get disease. You give yourself the pain, you give yourself the hurt so that you can tell yourself to stop doing it. We've been led to believe that these are mere symptoms of heredity. These are mere symptoms of just not eating when you were supposed to, or overwhelming yourself. This is your body telling you something is wrong with what you're doing in your life, and you need to stop now. And depending on the severity of your illness, will show you how horribly you are treating your self-care. So I want to be so transparent, so open to where you can be at peace with yourself. It's vital, right? And I'm going to share with you how I've been finding my peace and how I've been learning to trust myself to keep going. So the biggest thing for all of us is our diet, right? Our diet controls us. Our diet leads us into paths that have not been as valuable as we expected them to be. And 5 years ago, I was almost 200 pounds, and I was happy on the inside, but on the outside, my body, my health was not showing me that I was 100%. And when I came to that realization of understanding that I need to do better for myself, what I see in my eyes, I'm not reflecting to the world. And the world's not being able to appreciate the value that I give. So I needed to redirect my life, start trusting myself more, and really start owning it. So much so that it took me a couple of years to really work on my diet, figure out what's good for me, figure out what's bad for me. And in this world of, are you vegan? Are you vegetarian? Are you gluten sensitive? Honestly, I don't know if I'm gluten sensitive. I do know that I like to try things that don't have gluten in it, just because a lot of times things just taste better when you try different things, different options. But I've come to the point to where I trust myself enough that I'm going to continue being a clean eater. That is where I put myself in the category of, as long as it provides me with the nourishment and the cleansing value, maybe not at that moment, but as long as my mind knows that it wants to be clean and it wants to keep being clean, whatever I put in my body, I put positive thought to it. I trust myself enough to know that, okay, I'm going to allow myself to eat this, and I trust myself to make sure that later on in the day that I'm going to do something that is of a higher value, that it will increase my frequency if it lowers my frequency from eating something that was poor. Because there's a lot of things out there that I'm just not going to stop eating yet. Okay. Until I see it, if any of you guys know a really good vegan like pizza restaurant, let me know, because I'm not giving up pizza, but I am going to give up eating the like severely wrong pizza. And I'm not going to sit out there and say what kind of pizza is bad or good. It's all upon your discretion, what's going to make you feel positive, light, and valuable. You got to trust these three aspects first before you can sit there and dive into, should I eat this today? Should I not eat this today? Sometimes when you say that you're going to be bad and just go off the rail, for me, I still end up staying on the rail, and I'll go and look for a vegan treat, because I'm in the city and there's a lot of vegans out here. So it is not that hard for me to get a cookie that doesn't have any dairy or any byproducts or any, what is it? Not byproducts. Oh, the sugar. No refined, like, but then at the same time, we're still perfecting it. So you're not going to always be as satisfied. And that just allows me to keep trying different things. I want to keep trying different things. I enjoy eating food. I'm a foodie. I eat bread. I eat pizza. I go to Subway still. But I just make sure that I'm picking the nutrients that are going to be beneficial for me. And then I think about how clean of the options that I'm picking. I always make sure I have spinach. I always make sure that I love avocado. Like, avocado is my new best friend. And ginger. So I make sure that I created a tea that if I really go off the rail and eat something I shouldn't have eaten, or if I eat something, because sometimes things are clean eating and it's still going to bloat you. Don't think that you're going to be free from bloating. Bloating can still happen when you eat the right things, because maybe you ate it at the wrong time of the day for your body to digest it. Maybe it's just an item on the veggie menu that's going to make you gassy, like Brussels sprouts. You're going to get gassy from this. And having something to counteract the gas or the bloat is where you're going to find the value, is where you're going to feel clean, is where you're going to trust that you're doing the right things for yourself. So how much are you being counter-reactive to the things that you're giving yourself in your day? That's the question, right? So it's not about, oh, I got to be perfect all the time. I'm not here to teach you to be perfect all the time. I'm here to teach you to trust your lifestyle. I'm here to help you, guide you into the lifestyle that is valuable to you and your family and your kids, because our kids are our future. And if we don't start showing them the value of self-care, the value of self-awareness, if we don't start saying to ourselves, I love myself. I love myself. I say it all the time. I say it to people that are conscious and understand and appreciate me. When I say I love myself, I enjoy that. It helps me. It nourishes me. And this is helping me to push these words onto my children. So requiring different type of nourishment in your life is necessary. It's not all about the food. It's not all about bad eating. It's all about you. It's all about what you put in for your heart, for your mind, for your body. All of it is about you. And if you want your kids to have a better life, if you want to help your grandmother that has really bad diabetes, if you want to help somebody that has gluten sensitive issues, if you want to help your vegan friends be more incorporative in your life, all you got to do is apply self-care. Trust that self-care is going to help you gain community in ways that you never imagined. It's going to help you gain accountability for yourself, accountability in others. You're going to start reflecting more positive relationships. People are going to either back up from you and respect your space, because no one really wants to see us do bad. And what I notice is the more I exuberate who I really am, the less that people want to affect it. The less that people want to bring me their drama, the less that people want to be lost around you. And the more people start asking you questions, how are you doing that? How can I be that? And I know that it seems like such a easy thing to do. What? Self-care? Like, that's free. I don't even have to pay for that. No, you don't have to pay for paying attention to yourself. However, it is beneficial to give yourself assistance. It is beneficial for you to allow yourself to find help, because we don't know how to do these things, right? I had to get help, right? I was a little bit late today because I went and to go pick up some clothes because I'm doing a women's workshop and I'm helping women find jobs. And I have clothes that I don't need because they don't fit me, and I can give them away so that someone else can benefit and someone else can live a healthier, happy life. And in the middle of that, after that, I had my coaching session. I'm going through a 3-month coaching process, and it's vital. I want to keep progressing. And whatever accountability I can put on my plate, I'm putting it. I'm being coached on a personal level. I'm being coached on a business level. And I'm coaching myself on my own, right? I put so many legs up for my foundation that I'm going to make it. I'm making it right now. I'm going to make it tomorrow. I'm making it in the now. Because when you make it a now moment, you're more likely to keep succeeding every day after, because you're not living with regret, right? I make sure that regret doesn't follow me. And I realize sometimes when I can't go to sleep at night, it's because I didn't let go of something and I wasn't trusting the process. So we need to trust the process. We need to trust that things are happening in accordance with what we want. And if things are not happening in accordance with what we want, then we're not living in alignment with our soul purpose. And the way that we're going to find our soul purpose is self-care. Can anybody relate to that? Let me know. Throw some comments in the box down below. Let me know how that resonates for you. How does that make you feel? Have you thought about self-care? Have you thought about what trusting yourself means? Have you thought about what you do? Have you thought about what your mind is doing to you when you say, I don't really trust them, so I don't think I'm going to do that? Understand what you're telling yourself. This is what's going to help you create the person that you need to be. Question yourself. Know yourself. If you're doing something and you don't understand why you're doing it, you can't get an answer across, you can't get a solution in your mind, write it down. That's what self-care is. Every day, I carry my journal with me. So if I ever need to write my thoughts down, which I do write a lot, I'll write them. Let me see. The last time I made an entry, I'm going to let you guys know. 4/6 was for my mastermind coaching. 4/6. So that was 2 days ago. I wrote in my journal. No one's asking you to write in your journal every day, all the time. That's right. Self-care taught me about myself. And the more you apply self-care, the deeper that you're going to go. It's all about going deeper, not wider, right? Once you found something that's really nourishing you, just keep digging. Just keep digging. And if you stop digging, then you're going to stop the self-care. Self-care is endless. It is infinite. You have infinite amount of possibilities of applying self-care into your life. You can create boundaries with self-care. You can create reliability with self-care. You can create consistency with self-care. And you can create the most nourishing relationships that you could ever imagine with self-care. Okay? And learn to pick up some books along the way. I'm reading this book. It's called Self-Realization. It is from Krishna consciousness. Just learning to see what other people are thinking that are conscious is going to help you open your consciousness up. What is your level of consciousness? Are you trusting your level of consciousness? Right? If you don't know what that is, it's time for you to ask, time for you to Google, time for you to watch some videos, because your consciousness is your mind. And I can go so much deeper with you in speaking about consciousness once you allow yourself to have these conversations, right? So what else do I walk with? I trust myself enough to always make sure I have a stone in my bag. This is my citrine stone that I carry with me every day. It is my money stone, right? And it gave me the ability. I've had it for over a year. I've been carrying it for over a year consistently, every single day, right? And it has allowed me to stop worrying about money. I have stopped worrying about money, and I have not had to worry about it. Things are getting paid. I've quit jobs left and right. Last year, I spent 6 months without working. I was on unemployment, lost my unemployment for like a month, still was not worrying. I quit my full-time job. This is my last week there because I am fully ready to own every part of my business, to push myself into every element of being an entrepreneur and being a motivator, because I know that I can give so much motivation to you. And it's not that you're lacking, it's just that I have an abundance of motivation. I've had an abundance of motivation my whole life, and I didn't know what to do with it. So my motivation was all over the place. It wasn't consistent. People couldn't really see what I was saying or doing. They couldn't understand my concepts. All because I had this infinite amount of power and I didn't know what I was doing with it. All because I didn't allow myself self-care. Because I went from worrying about my parents to trying to be independent to getting pregnant way too quickly, from trying to figure out my independence to now I'm pregnant. Now I have 3 kids and a bachelor's degree and a home, and I'm almost 200 pounds. Where is my life going? It all came rushing at me. And I was doing everything I was supposed to do, but it still felt like it was rushing at me. My life was rushing at me and it was in my face and I didn't like it. And I said, you know what? I need to slow my process down because I'm achieving things, but I'm not achieving things in the process that I would like to 100%. And I knew that there was a better way of existing than just doing the 9 to 5. And I'm just totally against the whole 9 to 5. I'm just totally against being obligated. I don't like to be obligated. So I started entrusting in that feeling of not feeling obligated, of not feeling pressured, of not doing things the way that everyone else is doing things. I've trusted myself so much that I learned about self-care, and I love it. I love being a part of myself. I love giving myself my energy. I can trust myself so much more, and I can trust in others so much more. I trust everyone to the point to where I'll trust you enough to know what kind of person you are, to know what I'm supposed to be doing with you or not. I'm not saying to trust someone with your heart on your sleeve. I'm telling you to trust someone to be who they are. I'm trusting you. I'm telling you to trust people and what they say about themselves. What someone is saying about themselves is very real. It's very literal. So I encourage you and I invite you to slow down your thought process and really think about what someone is telling you, especially when you first meet them. Especially trust that beginning process. Trust that moment. Don't worry about if they're going to be good for you, because if you were reflecting, if you are able to reflect your authentic self, then you should definitely only be around people that are going to be reflecting their authentic selves. And at this point in time in my life, I can tell you, you can see it within the first conversation. The first conversation. When I talk to my clients and, they talk to me about challenges that they're having, and especially like in their relationships, a lot of times it's like you hear them explaining what they're going through and you're like, yeah, I hear that person not having self-care for themselves. Because if you had self-care for yourself, you wouldn't put anyone through the crap that you're putting someone through, and you wouldn't allow yourself to go through shitty situations. So when you feel like someone's treating you shitty, they don't have self-care. Okay? If you feel like someone is keeping you out of the loop, they don't have self-care. If you feel like you're out of touch with the situation, they don't have self-care. And if someone's telling you that that's how you make them feel, you don't have enough self-care. Okay? And if you feel like you have self-care and you're still experiencing these issues, I invite you to dig deeper, because a lot of us don't realize how much our ego is still driving. Okay? Our ego strives to be in control. Our soul strives to be in the flow, in alignment with itself. So this is how you'll know when ego is driving. If you feel like you're trying to control the situation, that's your ego. And you're not trusting the situation. Your soul is meant to help you go in alignment with your life purpose. And it's meant to help you flow into every situation with trust. Just like the waves go back and forth onto the ocean. Back and forth, back and forth. Every ripple keeps going, right? The ripple that happens after the ripple that happens after the ripple. Those ripples aren't worrying about the other ripples that still got to keep rippling. Okay? And the ripple that's rippling isn't worried about the ripple that just rippled. Right? So understand that we all have our job. We all have our purpose. And we're meant to be who we need to be. You're not here to force anyone to be anyone. You're not here to force upon any type of understanding except for someone to understand themselves. Because if you want to have a conversation with me, if you want to be involved with me, if you want to be in my circle, in my life, I need you to understand yourself, because you'll understand me even better. You'll be able to vibe with me, you'll be able to flow with me, and you'll definitely be able to remain connected with me. Simply, when you allow your mind to understand how complex you are, the rest of your life becomes simple. That's what I want to help you with. That's what I want to offer you. And even if you don't see my coaching technique as being ideal for you, trust me, I'm going to tell you where you can go, because I want you to help yourself. I want you to find the people that can help yourself. I have a list of people that help in an array of ways. I know coaches that help women go through menopause. I know coaches that help people get rid of their addictions, over their addictions. I know people that help you get out of feeling stuck. You know, different communities, different levels of life, different situations in life. We are building to become our true selves every single day. So think of it like this: every single day that you don't get to work on yourself, it's like you're making it harder for yourself. And I don't want you to feel that way. I don't want you to feel like you just want to give up. I don't want you to wake up tomorrow and say, when is enough going to be enough? I want you to wake up tomorrow and say, I'm ready for this day. I want you to wake up tomorrow and say, I'm owning this day. I want you to wake up tomorrow and say, I trust myself enough to love myself and love others like I love myself. And appreciate the moments that are being given to you. We are only going to be as good as we want to be. And I want to be so exuberant, so appreciative of being me, that it encourages you to figure out who you are. And I promise you, going to work for someone that you don't even know their financial status is not it. Right? I promise you, living with someone that's forcing you to be different is not it. I promise you that stepping away from your family that pushes you to not do things that you know in your heart to do is the best option. I know that it hurts to walk away from people. I know how hard it is to not be around your kids all the time. I haven't seen my kids in days, and I make sure I spend time with my kids at whatever moment I can. I saw my 11-year-old this weekend. When I went to go pick up clothes today from their father, I saw my 10 and my 11-year-old, and I saw my 15-year-old 2 weeks ago, and I'm going to see them next week. And you know what? I'm excited that I'm going to get to see them, and I'm going to be in my peace. I'm going to be able to present to them the woman that I want them to see. I want them to see the woman I want them to be with. I want them to see the woman, for my daughter, the woman that she needs to grow up to be, which is herself. I don't want nothing else from my kids except for them to be themselves and to not feel judged by it, and to trust that they're going to be around people that are going to love them for that. And if you don't know how to be around people that are going to love you for that, I can help show you that too. It's vital to trust ourselves. All it takes is just one thought, and keep pushing that one thought. Remain positive. Trust the process. Trust the process. Even at your hardest moment, even when the universe is making you miss flights, or making you miss lights, or making you miss friends or family, trust that process is happening to you for positive intentions. And I promise you, more positive situations will meet you down the road. You're going to start accumulating all of these more positive. Oh my God, this is positive. Oh my God, this is positive. This is making me feel amazing. I am nourishing myself 100%, and everyone around me is going to benefit from it. I love my life. I love myself, and I love that I'm able to share this thought with everyone that is with me today. I appreciate all of you. Even if you only stay listening to me talk for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, I appreciate you, because even for only just a moment, I was able to shed some positivity into your day, because not everybody gets that. So I appreciate every single one of you guys that are listening all the way through. I do appreciate you so much. Go and grab those. They fell. We're going to go look at these. This morning, I posted an affirmation, and I love my crystal affirmations. So I'm going to read the top and the bottom, because these are the ones that pop out to me. This is I believe this is the citrine stone. The citrine stone. Selenite. The citrine stone was the other one. Selenite. In my head, I was saying selenite. This is a very powerful stone, crystal, and you can find this in any spiritual store. It says, spiritual awakening. I am a spiritual warrior of the light. This is me. Yes, I am. I have a really big one of these. It's like a wand. This is our affirmation for today. For all of you that stayed to the end, I appreciate you. And then the second stone, look at this. It's another clear one. It's like so clear. Like, come to me. You need to be so clear in your life that you can see. This is the clear quartz. It means clarity. And the affirmation says, I have clarity in all aspects in my life. This is what my energy is reading for me right now. And I want you guys to feel the same way. I want you guys to feel this abundance. I want you to feel success. Yes, I love this. I love this. I am successful in all that I do. Yes, I am. Yes, I am so successful. This is the stone, or piment. I always like to try and say them correctly. That is what the stone looks like. This is a real stone, guys. Everything I'm showing you are real stones that you can find in any spiritual shop. All right, I'm going to share one more. This is Brazilianite. Flexibility. I am flexible and free to be me. This is how I'm feeling right now. And this is the stone. I encourage you to go and look for these stones. and allow yourself to feel the power and the energy in it. Allow yourself to have some added accountability. Allow yourself to feel something different and trust the process. I invite you to trust the process. Peace and blessings, everyone. Thank you for staying to the end. And please go and check out my website. See my services. See how I can help you. Inbox me, questions, whatever. You know that I have that deal going right now. $11, half an hour discovery session. We can help. I'll listen to your situation and I'll guide you to let you know what services you are really in need of, whether they're with me or not. And I'll definitely give you guys another level of understanding of how I can help you specifically on a personal level, because I want to be able to help reach everyone in their heart to know who they are and to make that part of them. Until next time, happy rising.